What's the name of the podcast, Ethan?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's not comedy.
It's not going to be a podcast. It's going to be a fucking train wreck.
I wouldn't say that.
Sort of doing like what Rogan does, taking like 5-6 minute clips or whatever, like a really good tangent,
Yeah.
and just sharing that one part of the conversation.
Yeah, with video too. Like
With video especially, it
this
seems,
shit.
and this is you got a great setup.
Yeah, thanks, dude. It's
Like, this is
been trying to like get it all together, you know.
yeah.
Like, it takes some time to like figure out how all this shit works. And but once I've got it set up, like if I can get James said he had like green screen and shit, like fuck. I know I can use this software. I can like put in backgrounds and shit, so I can do like the fucking David Letterman type of shit with like a night sky city background and shit like that.
Yeah.
And get it looking pretty fucking shit hot. But
So how's this? What's this do? This thing over that it makes it clearer or something?
that's a pop filter, so like if you breathe into it, it won't be as loud as if you like see how that's like
That's nice.
versus like
Probably gave that shit COVID.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
stops
probably
the
shouldn't
COVID.
be.
we got antibacterial wipes if you need to
Damn,
fucking
you gotta do it.
wipe yourself
No,
down.
Yeah, you gotta spray the joint. That's nice. You know, do you ever fuck around with like lighters and aerosols? You ever?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a fucking stupid kid.
I was trying to burn my mate in Melbourne recently, but it was like a non-flammable one.
Non-flammable.
It was a non-flammable
fucking
thing. So I was like
deodorant,
trying to, and I was like, "Fuck, has physics changed since I was a kid or some shit?" But it was just non-flammable.
So what's been going on, man? You've been strangling cunts. You've been fucking.
Just got back from Melbourne. Yeah, it's just nuts because like these days, I guess anytime you're away from home, particularly if you're interstate, there's this thing which can happen where you could just get like not be able to come home.
Yeah, you can just get stuck.
You end up somewhere crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like my granddad went back to India, I think, mid-March, like when this shit was popping
Oh,
up.
so he's still in India.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's no coming back from that.
Yeah,
Once you're back there.
yeah, and he was stuck in Delhi for like weeks, you know, when people were still trying to figure, which I think right now in a lot of countries you rock up and no one's really checking out. Like here they're really policing it hard.
Yeah.
But I think in a lot of countries they just don't have the resources to do it or whatever. So it's just a bit of a free-for-all.
Right. Fuck. Yeah. And that's why it's just spreading like fucking crazy in some places. That's why Italy got so fucked, was because a lot of people that travel from China will travel to Italy for the holidays.
Oh, wow.
And then like that was like it, like end of last year, like end of 2019, like, and then Chinese New Year's a bit later, like, so they all went over to Italy to like have a fucking holiday. And
Really?
Then, yeah, and then it's like that's when that massive spread happened there. And just,
Chinese love their pizza, huh?
yeah, fucked Italy up, man.
Italy,
Fucked them up bad.
You heard some crazy stories. Doctors having to choose between, I don't know if this is real or not, this is something that's in my head.
Yeah.
Apparently doctors having to choose between, like, you know, do we save this guy? Do we save this 30-year-old but he doesn't have kids? Or do we save this 50-year-old? Like, these decisions.
Fuck that. I don't want to be the one making them, but
It's crazy, right? Like, if you got like a 50-year-old and he's doing something very important, like he's got a very, like, maybe he's a surgeon saving lives.
Yeah.
But you got a 20-year-old, and maybe he's a bit of a drop kick. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking.
But he's younger.
Yeah,
so
he's
what's
got
the
a chin.
criteria? Imagine like having to plead for your life. Hey, like, have you ever been to court? You go to court, right?
Nah.
Okay, so
Can't say I have.
if you ever go to court, one of the things they'll get you to do, to like, let's say you just cop to something, it could be anything, you just plead guilty. One of the ways is you ask for like leniency, right? And to get leniency, you got to be like, I do a lot of community service. That's why if you're smart, if you're involved in anything, just take a day out of your fucking week, deliver some Meals on Wheels or some shit. Because you never know when that shit's gonna help you out.
True.
You know.
Yeah, if
So
you're
like,
making bank.
yeah.
Shit.
It could be anything. You know, maybe teach your kids jiu-jitsu class. I'm just putting an idea. I'm not talking about
yeah.
myself.
Let's just get that on the record. Bobby does a lot of
But,
community activities.
So imagine being in a hospital.
Hold up, roll back. What have you been to court for? Let's get that on the record.
Oh, it's nothing. It's
Nothing.
It's,
Just
it's
this and that.
feeding, a little driving, a little.
People
It was
copping points for you and shit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
You told that story today. Man. That was fucking-
Hey,
allegedly.
I don't know.
You got to find out like how long shit. Like if you do something illegal, there's usually a statute of limitations
Yeah.
attached to it. So,
But
like,
see, that shit's
you know what I mean?
because you know what happens. This is the thing. You know, like with remember the not the basketball player, the NFL guy killed his wife, real famous dude.
NFL player,
Yeah, the guy they made. He's so famous.
basketball player. So
No, he's OJ Simpson.
yeah, that's his basketball player.
Is he No, he's not. He's a football player.
Is he? Fuck, I'm an idiot.
Jesus Christ, you're white.
OJ.
Yeah, he's a football. I promise you. I've seen the documentaries and shit.
Fuck, I haven't seen it.
Now you made me forget.
All
I
I
was
know
gonna
is that
talk
he
about.
fucking did it.
Yeah, well, that's what
But
happened.
anyway.
So, because they know he's done it, right?
Yeah.
But they can't get him for it. So then he did something nothing. He did like a house burglary or something. He stole some memorabilia,
Yeah.
and they gave him like 25 years.
Oh shit! Straight after it. Yeah.
Well, why did they give him 25 years? Why isn't that a huge thing? It's because they know he's done the murder.
Yeah.
So let's say I've done something, but the statute of limitations expired.
Yeah.
But the cop knows I've done something.
Yeah. He's gonna. Be
I'll
an
do
idiot.
something silly, and then he'll be like, Bobby, I'm gonna add all this shit on for good for
Right.
you know.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah, because it's one thing. My thing, I was like, if you want to avoid like police trouble altogether, right?
Just don't fucking do shady shit.
No, that's
That's not an
that's
option.
not living, Barry. I'm kidding, but you can't even have a suspicion,
No.
right?
Gotta be squeaky.
You got to be squeaky. Like remember, the school teacher cooking meth.
Yeah. Fucking Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, Walter White. Remember there was that time where he was dealing with that black don, like that black gangster, and he was the manager of
a chicken shop or something.
of a chicken shop, and was it so like drug dealers and shit that do well, all have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Because there's something about if you read what's his name? I can't think of nothing right now. The guy who wrote that book on writing. Anyway, damn, I can't remember nothing. It's the name of the book. I got it saved on my Audible.
Yeah. Fucking get it out.
Get it out.
Whip it out.
All right, I might little hum for a bit. Till I...
Have you seen the fucking?
Stephen Pressfield.
Have you seen the fucking Walter White? If you lived in Canada,
Nah.
fucking thing. It was like, oh, I've got fucking cancer. Like, oh, I'm gonna die. And they're like, oh, we've got free healthcare. And then it's like, oh, sweet. And then that's just the end of this fucking series.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
nuts. So think about
That's
something like that.
America.
That's like the sort of unintended consequences thing. You know,
Yeah.
you don't assume something as silly as that.
That's that whole show. It's
Yeah.
unintended consequences.
But that's
Walter
nuts.
White just keeps fucking up.
It's
And
nuts.
like, because he just has to be right. And he, like, I watched this video on it, a whole breakdown of Breaking Bad and like what type of character Walter White is. I should send it to you if you.
Send it to me.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow. Because think about it,
goes into
people who believe in like privatized healthcare, they would have never thought, that would lead to, because that's, I mean, there is a real story. Obviously, it's not as nuts as that, but that's based on a real story.
Yeah.
You know, these policies have like, even something seemingly good can have like some pretty negative consequences.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, like this is probably something I shouldn't say. It's definitely something
Fuck
I
it.
don't know for sure.
This is the place to say.
But there's a lot of like conservatives out there in America and stuff. They reckon that having like a mad welfare state keeps people in like a cycle of dependency,
Yeah.
right? Because like I had a mate in Melbourne. And he was like teaching PTs, working really hard in the business, whatever.
Yeah.
He got JobKeeper, and he's getting every week that $700 check or whatever.
Just
And he's like,
consistency.
fuck PT. Why
Yeah.
should I do that?
Yeah.
Why should I work and struggle really hard and maybe make $500-600 whatever, and it's
Well, I
so
can get
tough.
a guaranteed
When
700.
I can just get, I mean, like it's like it's the whole argument for like universal basic income.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, does that? It's like people who generally do really crazy shit, I was listening to a story of a dude.
Well, there's no motivation to do real
That's
crazy
right.
shit if you have
Everyone
a
who's-
safety net.
Like
That's the
generally, people who are super accomplished have had terrible things happen to them.
Yeah.
Trauma, this, that. Just
But here's my argument for it, and like I don't agree with being like on the dole and shit. Like everyone should be doing something, but like, and like I'll always try. Like I've tried to reskill and shit. Like I did like this thing that wasn't working out, so I'm like trying to change my skills, like caravan repair, shit like that. So like I'll
Nice.
change it up, but at the end of the day, there's going to be X amount of people and X amount of jobs, and if there's more people than there's jobs, what do you do with this gap where there's like these people that they don't have a fucking job to do?
yeah.
Like,
Well,
they've
there's
got to make up their own shit. That's how you get like artists and things like that. They're the people that'll like find fucking shit to do that's like not a real job, like YouTube fucking content creators and stuff like that. They're
Yeah.
like people that go out and like find out different stuff to do. But
yeah.
I'm like, there's got to be something for like just your regular fucking
Yeah.
dumbasses, pretty much like myself. They're like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, there's no jobs. There's too many people, not enough jobs because like it's automation, like robots take over and fucking do jobs.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
People don't do. Everything gets automated, which is a good thing because like at the end of the day,
You can't be a
we
Luddite.
we want to invent shit that can do stuff
That's
for
right,
us
that's
because
right.
we're humans and we're fucking clever. So what do you do with that? And,
Yeah.
like, that's where I can see universal basic income is
Yeah.
a good thing, but for that other shit where it's like then you're unmotivated because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I'm just getting this check every week. I don't have to do anything. I can just fucking spend all my money on weed and just fucking
Yeah.
rip cones all week. Like, what else am I gonna do?
Have you heard about the Luddites? You know what a Luddite is?
I know I've heard the term. Is it just someone that just fucking like a Luddite's like someone that's just no hoper, like going nowhere?
So there were these dudes, like when the Industrial Revolution began, there were these dudes and they went out and they smashed up like sewing machines. Like the machine came and they did the work of like 4 men.
Oh yeah,
So these kinds of like,
okay.
we're losing our jobs, we're just going to smash the machine.
That's like Unabomber type shit. Like
Is it really? I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me about this. I've heard about this. I
The
don't-
Unabomber was like anti-industrial complex type dude.
Oh,
So
wow.
like that's why he was bombing universities and like
Oh my god.
trying to like stop the technological like IT revolution. Like he saw it coming way ahead. Like this
What?
dude did like way too much acid.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard the
just like-
CIA messed him up. I heard he was part of the CIA trials.
Apparently, I don't
Yeah.
know. Kaczynski, yeah, fucking
Damn.
crazy dude.
Bro,
Yeah,
that's
same
the-
shit like that.
that's
Fear
the
of
scary
technology.
shit.
But like, if you had that thing of like, oh, it's going to be alright because we're still going to like keep you alive. We're going to give you money to like fucking survive on. But then anything extra, like you got to go out and get yourself. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, have you heard about this? The Australian government with the card instead
the
of giving people
welfare
cash,
card,
the
yeah,
welfare card.
yeah, that's a bit fucked.
Yeah.
I think because you got so much shit that cash depends on.
Mm.
Like if I want to, like I'm on a welfare card, I want to buy a secondhand fucking whatever you call it off of the internet, off some cunt, like cash. You just turn up and go, all right, I'll give you $50 for that, and then done deal. See you later. Like all those chairs that I sold out of the van, they're all just like cash. Like that van had like 3 double seats and 2 single seats.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Just selling them all online. People just rock up and pay cash. But like if someone's on the dole, well, and you know you got to pay your drug bill. You got to pay with the fucking.
Well,
Here's my
that's-
Opal
that
card.
is the thing. Like,
fuck.
well, you know, it's a crazy thing. Like even with well, you know how they kept the bowl shops open, like all throughout COVID.
Yeah.
They kept them. Was there ever a time at the bowl shops?
No, because
think-
they know.
Yeah.
They know that.
And
It's Australian.
think about this. Like I have I've heard a lot of people criticizing it, but what would happen? What would be the consequences of closing the bottle shops? I think.
mass fucking riots in Australia.
Well, I reckon it'd be like prohibition. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
a drug. People want the drug.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Organizations are going to be
like physically dependent on alcohol. You know what I mean?
bro, you
Like,
can't quit to cold
Yeah.
turkey.
No,
Think
you
about
can't.
it. You can quit cold turkey for thing, but you do it off this,
Yeah.
you're dead. Like alcohol, because it's like a normalized drug. It's everywhere.
That's
People
fucking
don't understand,
Huge in Australia.
dude. It kills so many people.
Yeah.
Alcohol does very real. And we all know people who can't drink. They turn into
Monsters.
monsters.
Just fucking
You look at
can't Cop it.
the whole night scene, the violence that comes with the night scene. What is the primary drug? Is it coke? Is it no? It's
definitely not
alcohol.
MDMA. Yeah.
Pushing, alcohol, inflating egos, people doing nuts.
Yeah.
Shit,
People black out on that shit. Have you ever blacked out
No.
from booze?
No.
I've never. Like, I've always been able to, like, I know what's going on throughout the whole fucking night. Because I'll just spew. Like, if I have too much booze, I'll throw up.
Yeah.
And then then that's it. Like, I can keep drinking. I'll just fucking throw up again.
Yeah.
Like, my body knows, like, this is fucking poison. Get it out.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that. They're just like, they drink until you can just, they're fucking gone. The person who was that person is no longer fucking there.
Well, that's all weird because it's like, there's different states of consciousness, right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm in my waking state. Things seem pretty, how's it going? And then there's like, okay, when I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
When I'm sleeping, but I'm having an experience. My brain's generating, I'm having dreams, right? I'm having these visions generated. What's that? How does that work? Where is consciousness? What is that in the same space?
Yeah.
What space is this? Like, what is the building blocks of consciousness?
Yeah.
I think they call this a hard problem of consciousness.
Yeah,
where do you go?
No one really knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? What even is this?
And is there
What's
any
that?
difference between this?
What's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. And then, like, when you become really interested in the first person side of experience, right? Because generally you have this idea. Like I was for a long time. I was just like a materialist. Like, okay, like scientific materialist. Like, the world is just matter and atoms, and we can break it down scientifically, and that's what it is. But how do you reconcile the fact that there's something fundamentally different about thought as opposed to everything else in experience, right? So everything that can be perceived with the five senses, and then there's thought. Like, I just said Ethan in my head.
I had a thought, but
and to me,
where did it come from?
It's as real as anything that appears.
Have you ever had like mind reading experiences on LSD?
No.
Where like you feel like other people can read your thoughts, or you can read other people's thoughts? There's like a telepathic type of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've had experiences where like I feel like I've communicated with that, like with body signals and stuff, but I don't think
but it's super subtle, right? So like
So
you can pick up on extra shit that's not.
Explain to me how this feels from a first person point of view. Really?
Yeah. Well, if you've got shit that you're hanging on to, but like that you don't want other people to know, like.
You think that's real? You think they can actually see your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, you know that.
You've seen someone's thoughts?
I haven't.
Okay.
I can't say it. That's where like my girlfriend at the time was very good to have as like tripping with her, because I was like, fucking everyone here can read my thoughts, and like I have to just be completely open with everyone. And then she's like, can you read our thoughts though? And I'm like, no. She's like, so can we read your thoughts then? I'm like, oh, probably not.
It was a delusion. It was
delusion. Oh yeah, 100% delusion.
Yeah.
But like at the time, it felt so fucking real.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what's to stop that becoming a thing in the future if we like evolve far enough that we can read each other's thoughts?
Sure. But again, what is a thought?
That's what. Yeah.
Where does it come from? Where does it go? And the crazy experience is when you start, like, here is something you can try, is like next time you have a thought, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have a thought, could be anything. Could be something, you have a dumb thought. I'm walking down the street the other day and I look at a guy's car, I'm like, your car's shitter than mine. I have a better car than you, right? It's a crazy thought. Yeah. And then I'm like, what a terrible thing to think. I go, what? This guy could be a lovely guy.
Yeah.
I just lucky. My parents gave me the car. What am I so proud of my car for?
Yeah, I didn't even know.
I'm like annoyed with myself. Like, how dare you? Like, what a pretentious thing to say. And then I'm like, okay, who was the thinker of that? I didn't think of that.
Well, it came to you.
Well, that's the ego, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's so people think. And it's like, and that's every time you look for the thought, like you look for the thinker.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Like,
no.
What is that pointing to? When it's like, look for the thinker.
And this is the thing that
there's nothing to find.
I try and do when I'm spiraling out if I smoke too much weed and I get like in those thought loops and I'm like freaking the fuck out. It's like, I need to just chill and just turn it off. Like, you know how you can sort of turn off your nose, like sense-wise? Like, you breathe through your mouth instead. Like if you're rolling with someone and they stink real fucking bad, you just sort of switch off your nose. You're like, I just got to fucking deal with this for the next amount of time. Like, if you're in a real rough spot, like you're tripping hard, you can do it. You can just turn off your thoughts. You just go, I'm just not going to think about shit.
It's
and
weird.
Like, it's
weird
real hard to do because they come in. They just keep coming in.
Yes.
They keep
They
coming
lurk.
in. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm just going to refuse to think.
Yeah. It's like something in the shadow. And that's the crazy thing about thought is, like, I often find myself arguing with my dad in my head all day. I'll revisit some crazy argument with it. And I'm like, Bobby, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And the weird part when you start, like doing a lot of mindfulness meditation stuff is, it's like when you start doing jiu-jitsu, you actually get, like, more scared. You actually think, oh my God, I'm actually very neurotic.
Yeah.
Like, I am continually thinking, not knowing that I'm thinking, and I'm just caught up in these waves of, and it's just, I'm at the mercy of whatever thought it happens to be. And generally, the character of those thoughts isn't all too great. It's pretty mediocre. It could be anything. It could be just random, right?
Yeah.
It could be regret. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I wasting my, you know what I mean? It's like, and the crazy thing is, you would sometimes say things to yourself that if your friend was saying that, you'd be like, what? Even you can't think that. Yeah. But you let yourself get all sorts of really ridiculous. That's why I think it's such a good idea to share. If you're thinking a lot, if you're someone who thinks a lot, and I think most people are, I think everyone's thinking all the time. Talk to someone. Sit down.
Get it out.
Yeah,
because it's better out than in.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what comedy is. It's like I'll write down all this fucking bullshit that goes through my head, get it out, and then, like, especially if I'm stuck on something that's giving me the shits, like I'll fucking write it all out, and I'll be like, how can I take the piss out of that? You know, like something that's really fucking annoying me. It's and then I can make it like ridiculous. It makes it a lot easier to
comedy
deal
is therapy.
Yeah, and just like other people have those thoughts too. Yeah, like you're not alone, and like you walk past the car and go, like, how many people have done that? Heaps, man. Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, the mind is, people's minds are remarkably similar. Yeah. Everyone's got that voice in their head. The ego, everyone has that. Yeah. And everybody struggles with the same shit you struggle with. Yeah. And...
well, people want to talk about, like, ego, like, dissolving their ego and all that shit, but, like, that's just another game that you're playing with yourself. Of, like, oh, I'm going to be enlightened and holier than the next fucking person. It's like, it's not, it's just another... it's just another attachment, really.
Yeah, and because that's the thing with, like... it's like sometimes I'll be lost in thought about things that are supposed to be like meditative or whatever. You know what I mean? I'll just start thinking that you switch up your little trip. Yeah. And that's why you'll find people who are supposed to be, you know, real high up, or they're supposed to be some dude who's figured shit out. And then you look at their personal life.
No one knows fucking anything, man. Yeah. Like, really? Yeah. Like, there's someone out there that fucking knows more shit than you or me or fucking anything.
What do you mean by knows more shit?
Like, everyone, like, people might know more things about a certain, like, tangible topic that you can fucking educate yourself
But how about wisdom?
But like, in the grand scheme of things, like, we're all just fucking monkeys on a rock flying through the fucking...
yeah, no doubt about
like,
that.
No one knows what the fuck's going on. Because otherwise, there'd be someone out there that you go, what's the meaning to life? And they'd be able to go, this. And you'd be like, all right, this cunt's fucking knows what's going on.
But there's definitely some things where it's almost impossible to argue. Like, okay, here's one thing. The fact that everything is impermanent and subject to destruction and not being, everything that is being, including ourselves. Yeah. There was a time that there was no Ethan and Bobby, and there's going to be another time that we return to that state. Yep. That is as true as anything could ever be true. Yeah.
But there's also probably another time after that Bobby and Ethan could exist again.
Sure. But
we don't know that.
There's not going to be anything...
There's probably been a time before that we both existed as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But is there ever going to be... there's nothing that will not be subject to being destroyed.
Like change, yeah. Everything's subject to change.
Everything's going to be... you know, everything's
always moving. Like, yeah.
And it's a good way to put things in perspective with that, when you look at everything through that lens. Yeah. Someone cut me off. Oh, how long am I going to drive for? 50 years.
Yeah, well, how much of your energy are you going to give someone like... Oh, I fucking heard a good one about that. How it was like, if you've like worked hard for something and like someone just does this little thing to... Like, are you going to let them fuck it all up?
Yeah.
Like, just in that 1 second. Like, fuck, I wish I could remember it. It was so good. So it was just like, yeah, why am I letting like this little thing that happened fuck up all my other shit that I worked so hard to achieve?
Definitely.
Why am I letting this person fuck it up? Yeah. But anyway, man, that fucking got deep. Jesus Christ. What's been going on with comedy down in Melbourne? Because you were down there.
Yeah, so...
Fucking doing gigs in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, it was... When I first arrived there, it was like... New South Wales had been like this COVID sort of haven.
Yeah.
And Melbourne was just recovering.
Everyone was like masks.
And there was masks, and also... people felt like they'd been through something.
Yeah.
Everyone had their little story of like, hey, like I was jogging and I was outside my 5K radius, saw a cop guy to dive in the bush. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like people... Because we never had curfews.
No.
We never... Like, they had some of the toughest restrictions in the world.
Yeah.
Melburnians. And they're only an hour flight from us.
Yeah.
Like, we're really close to them. Like,
it's super fucking lucky, man. I don't know how it didn't spread.
It's chance,
yeah.
You know? And I don't know, like, what angle you look... Like, do you... Because it's like, do you go, is it just unlucky? Or was it sort of like government mismanagement and negligence? And I guess over the coming years, people are going to... You know, people far smarter than myself are going to...
Maybe
go through that. And
yeah, they'll have to study what the fuck happened, like epidemiologists and shit. But
yeah,
it's like Melbourne's just like a very packed in sort of thing. Yeah, there's very big like nightlife and shit there too, like very social sort of thing. Way more than Sydney.
Look,
like
Melbourne has a nightlife.
It's just like, I'm fucking staying inside. Fuck everyone.
Yeah, there's some crazy venues in Melbourne.
Yeah.
There's there's things where you're like, this could only be in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Where was it? 10161. There's a place in the city somewhere, and it was just like a chain link fence set up in like a back street somewhere.
Yeah.
Like city blocks, chain link fence, and inside just the cunts going nuts, like holograms and shit. Like it was.
What?
I was like, what? I couldn't get in.
Couldn't get in.
Nah, I was. Let's not get into that.
Let's get into it. Why wouldn't they let you in, Bobby?
I don't know. They did the typical
racist motherfuckers.
It's weird being on the other side of that.
Melbourne.
No, Melbourne's. It's yeah. That was people walking around with shirts like "No racism." I'm like, yeah, no racism. Also, you've probably been a weirdo. It's a weird. Like,
yeah, as a white guy,
look, I like that.
I can't wear that shirt.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, look, I like it, but it's also like I heard something really great. Like Sam Harris was saying, I'm a Sam Harris fanboy. He goes, we want to get to the point where race is like hair color. Yeah, we want it to not be a factor. Whereas,
sometimes it's a factor though. Like hair
it
color.
Is.
Like fuck, man, I'll look at some chicks. You know what I mean? Like she's got dyed hair. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking... I'm on my toes. I'm watching out. Like, I'm going to get me too'd here with this bitch.
There's some weird things. Like my one of the security bosses I used to have, he'd never let anyone with red shoes.
Really?
He had a theory that people with red shoes are rowdy. And because maybe it's the extrovert or whatever.
Yeah, who the fuck buys red shoes?
It's pretty nuts, right? But I was like, this is not. Yeah. But every time I let somebody in with the red shoes, I always paid for it.
Yeah.
They were always rude, obnoxious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And could it just be coincidence? Sure. I mean, I didn't have do a study. I didn't have data
sets. There's psychology behind that, probably.
Potentially.
Red fucking shoes. I'm gonna be on the lookout now.
Yeah. You notice these things, you notice. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'm into that. No, it's in your head. That's the other thing is too. If you believe something, it's real for you.
Yeah,
right?
fucking oath. And confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Like someone's just going to be a cunt to me one day.
Yes.
I'm going to look down. I'm going to be like,
Yes.
red fucking shoes. That
And then from then
confirms
on, yeah.
From then on.
And then you'll just explain away the 10 people with red shoes that you meet that night.
Oh, yeah. No.
The red
won't
shoes in your
even
cupboard?
look at their
yeah,
shoes.
nah.
Because whenever anyone's being nice to me, why am I going to look at their shoes?
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
Yeah, it's like...
That's how that fucks your critical thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big on critical thinking.
It's weird,
man.
too, like, when you want to believe something,
Yeah.
like, you got to be on the lookout, because you will, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll do, like, if you want to rationalize, especially something like bad that you've done.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I was in the right there. It's like,
yeah, the way you lawyer out, you
Yeah.
get all schemy.
yeah, the mental Olympics
sleazy.
that you'll fucking do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
I
it's
was justified in that
the cognitive
awful
nuts.
fucking decision. Yeah.
And it's sad when, like, it can take. Sometimes it can take years before you're like, oh. You know what I mean? Like some people, it's the hill they're gonna die on.
Yeah. I've done it with bits in comedy. Where I'm like, I was justified in saying that.
Yeah.
Like, that was true. Like, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
something that I wanted. And then I look back and I'm like, oh, that's a fucking awful bit. Like, no wonder no one liked it.
Yeah.
But you learn pretty quick.
I throw everything. I'm like, this, again, Pressfield, he's like, he's got this example of he comes home one night, this writer, Pressfield,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
his apartment's a mess. He's working this shitty job. He hates it.
Yeah.
He's got dishes piled up to the roof. And something happens. He just gets up. He starts washing the dishes.
Yeah.
Washing the dishes. Before you know it, he's whistling. He's tapping his foot. It's not too bad.
Mm.
And there's the pile of dirty dishes gets smaller, and the fresh, clean dishes, that pile grows, you know. And he's done all the dishes. And he sits down, he pulls out his typewriter. Starts typing. Screenplay or something. Types for an hour, he's done, and he says, the quote from the book is, he goes, I've written something, and it's terrible. Like, he's finished writing, he throws it away.
Yeah.
And nothing I'm going to write for years is going to be good. There's nothing on write for 5, maybe 6, 10 years that I really even want anyone else to read.
Mm.
But I've done my work for today.
Yeah.
Like, my job for today, I've done it.
Yeah.
I've taken that step, the journey of 1,000 miles or whatever. For today, I've done my work. And that's all that day by night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trudge along foot by foot.
Yeah.
You know, you're going up that mountain, and sometimes you slip, you fall.
Oh, yeah.
And just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
This holidays, man. I did
Yeah.
fucking nothing.
yeah,
But like, and I felt fucking awful like
Yeah.
the whole time. And I'm like, well, and like today's like maybe like one of the few days that I actually went out and did some shit. Oh, the other day I went up to Mount Sugarloaf. It's in Newcastle. It's like this mountain.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like a 15-20 minute drive. Me and my mate went up there, had some barbecue.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Start a little fire, fucking put a hot plate on it,
Mm.
cook some barbecue. We're shooting compound bows.
Wow.
And I'm left-handed, so I draw back with my left hand
Yeah,
while I hold it out. But I can hyperextend my elbow, so like when I twist it out,
Oh,
it comes out further.
damn.
Than
You'd be
that.
good at getting that arm bars.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, twist it all you want. Bend it back. But, he's like going over the safety and shit with me. He's like, yeah, hold this, pull this back, fucking watch out. And then I've like locked off my arm. He's like, lock off your arm. I've like pulled it forward, and he's like, all right. And then like breathe in and then release. And as I did, it's just the bow string is just going whack.
Oh,
I'm like, fucking
that's
hell.
nasty.
Yeah. You should have seen it, dude. It was like a fucking golf ball size welt. Like, you know how like in fucking school and shit, people
Like
take
a
rubber
hematoma. Yeah,
band
yeah,
and
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
slap you with it. It's like that, but like 30 pounds of
Oh,
fucking bowstring.
I've got a bow. I've never shot it yet.
There's one up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
We
fucking.
might shoot the neighbor's cat or something.
Shaz,
Have you ever like?
Shaz would fucking kill me.
Have you ever like? Actually, let's not go down that road.
I haven't shot any animals.
Not me neither. Moving on. Who would do that? What sort of animals?
I'm fucking. I don't know how I still eat meat because I'm fucking very against like animal cruelty
Yeah. Oh,
of any kind.
sure. Yeah. Cruelty. I mean, man, like
Like,
I've
there's
been.
eating meat to survive and shit, but like I don't like the meat industry is super cruel.
Factory farming.
Yeah, it's fucked. But it's
Pretty
like,
bad.
oh, well, I
Pretty
need my
bad.
fucking protein, and I like eating fucking red meat.
Yeah.
So,
I was a vegetarian for a long time.
really,
9 years I was a vegetarian.
9 years. What?
That was
why'd
religious. Literally.
Oh, religious. Right. So why'd you stop? Just not religious anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. Like I wasn't.
Because you're
Very,
still like somewhat religious, yeah.
not really.
No,
Nah.
but you're not like atheist,
I would lean towards that side more.
right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely agnostic. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think most atheists would be agnostic.
By definition, like all atheism means is you don't, you know what I mean? You don't buy that narrative. It's like
Yeah.
you don't hit people with hammers. You don't necessarily, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a, you don't need a
Well,
designation.
I'm hammer agnostic too. Like
Yeah,
maybe if I have a hammer and someone's been a cunt, like
like, you know, like it's a good thing. Like, people like,
I'm only hammer agnostic as far as the opportunity that
yeah.
like doesn't present itself. Same way with God, like if some cunt comes down from the sky and with a big beard and shit, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not fucking atheist anymore, am I?
Yeah.
And I don't-
Oh, sure.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
crazy shit's happened.
Oh, but there's probabilities, right? Like we
Yeah,
all,
exactly.
you live life with certain assumptions.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, for me, I can, like the big questions of life, I have a different framework for answering those. Like a lot of sort of Buddhist ideals, whatnot, that don't rely on faith.
Yeah.
The impermanence we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Interdependence. There's these, for me, that's enough. Like I don't need that extra step. I don't need there to be an order to the world.
Yeah.
I need there to be some sort, like a lot of people, it's almost psychologically destabilizing for them to. That's why a lot of people get nihilistic. It's quite a common experience for people to lose their religion and then
Tend to nihilism. Like there's just nothing.
bitter.
Yeah. That's the type of atheism I don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, well, I'm trying to write this bit on like atheism and feminism.
Yeah.
How they're sort of similar. Whereas like it's a good idea. Like atheism's a good idea. Like feminism is a good idea.
Right. Interesting.
But when you take it too fucking far, like when you get to like the dark side of that good idea of like what the fuck is going on there? You know what I mean? Like fucking, it's like too much. Like I don't know. It's a fucking tough one to figure out because like it's like talking about something that's good and then being like, but what's the fucking other side of it?
Well,
sort of thing.
too much of a good thing is not a good thing. You know.
True. That's it. Yeah.
Too much of a good too much of a good thing can be a bad thing very, very often. You know, like, yeah, I had that thought today. I don't know what it was in relation to, but it's easy to go too far with things.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like communism, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea. We all make the same amount of money.
Exactly.
Everything's like, or communism. I mean, it's like, what the fuck do I know about communism? But like equality of outcome, right? Have you seen that? There's like a picture, and it's like
the 3 boxes and the fence.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, right. But it's
equity.
it gets
instead of
real
equality.
tricky when you start trying to make people's boxes bigger and smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dangerous.
Yeah,
because who's doing that?
Yeah, and it's like, why do they have something that I don't have?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
but ultimately we don't want to live in a world where people are in poverty. Like I don't like the idea of that at all.
Yeah,
like there's people like there's a guy called Peter Singer. He's got arguments that you and I shouldn't spend $1 on anything till we figure out the people who are dying from malaria. It's very difficult to find a moral argument against that.
Yeah.
How can I, how can you have nice things? People can't even have food, Yeah. Like, and we would, like, if there was someone in our neighborhood, there's no way, like, you know what I mean? If there's a dude, like, there's a baby drowning in, like, a shallow pool, there's no way we'd let that happen. But because it's happening so far away,
I had a pretty good insight on that once when I was tripping balls, and it was that if I'm having a really fucking good time, like if I do something like MDMA and I'm just fucking burning dopamine, just like having a fucking great time, someone else out there is suffering for that.
Yeah.
And then the reverse as well. If I'm fucking suffering, someone else is having a fucking great time. That's just the way it is.
I think of that in jiu-jitsu because it's such a direct link. When I win, by definition, someone has to lose.
Yeah.
In MMA, it's if I get a knockout, which is like a home run, someone is knocked out.
Yeah.
Permanent, brand new. You know what I mean?
That's it, right?
There. And it's and then every time you lose, you could apply this to your training sessions. Every time you have a bad training session, your teammate, guy you like, has had. Woo! You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's like
he's going home.
Going to fucking comedy.
Yeah.
You bomb, your mate does fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
But
it
in
makes
comedy,
you want to do
there
better,
isn't a connection to your mate. You know what I mean? Like in jiu-jitsu, there's a direct link.
Yeah.
There can only be one. For you to be happy, he has to be sad. For him to be sad, you have to be happy.
Yep.
Like that is it's a very interesting thing.
Yeah. That's who wants it more as well.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's a direct.
And it's who's wanted it more for longer.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like who's prepared themselves better for this situation.
Yeah.
And that's where like your equality, like your boxes come in. It's like who built the bigger box.
Yeah. It's tricky. It's very tricky.
But who had like, and then there's other factors like who had the resources. Like this motherfucker didn't have any nails. Like should he be given some to like help him out to build a bigger box?
And corruption.
Yeah.
Because the guy with the nails, you know,
he might have all the fucking nails. You're not handing them out.
Yeah.
It's communism, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like corruption is like that's what keeps a lot of these countries and the institutions down.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have the money in the world. Like, you know what I mean? They've got a lot of wealth.
Well,
but
we're fucking seeing it unravel in America.
Yeah.
Pretty much right now.
Yeah. How much of the sort of unrest that we see has to do with sort of economic issues and sort of this divide of people getting poorer and whatnot. Because if I've got $1 million in my, if I'm well off, I'm not gonna protest. People protesting, people who have issues
pissed off, but
are poor, right? I'd assume.
Yeah, or you've got the pro fucking Trump people that are most of them are probably pretty poor, to be honest.
I bet you
uneducated.
I could be wrong here. I'd say of the 5 people that were shot on Capitol Hill, I would estimate that all of them make the average income or less. I would be highly surprised if one of them was like a surgeon, earning like $300K a year, and he
definitely
did that.
Not a surgeon. I know one of them was like in maybe the Air Force.
He was a veteran, yeah.
Yeah.
They pay their armed forces pretty poorly there, from what I hear.
Yeah, I didn't know there was 5. I thought there was 4.
There's just when you have wealth, there's so much that gets taken care of. Okay, you got a kid, like an 18-year-old, whatever, 19, 20, and he doesn't have to worry about car bills, automobile bills. Parents sort that all out for him. He doesn't have to worry about living expenses. You get spending money every day. That's such a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
So that kid, he can do all sorts of creative endeavors.
Yeah.
He can, you know what I mean? He's got a real...
Or getting shit.
Right. Yeah. Or for some people, it's like, how much pressure do you put on someone? Because enough pressure becomes a diamond. Too much pressure, the thing just cracks.
Dude, this fucking kid, like, Shaz was living out at this share house out at Salamander Bay. And this fucking kid, it was like New Year's or Christmas, like 3 or 4 years ago. He's fucking driving around middle of the night. He's like high as fuck on coke, and God knows what else. Like he's fucking.
How old is he?
He is about early 20s, like about your age.
I've never been to Salamander Bay.
He comes around the corner, veers across the road, fucking slams into the back of her roommate's car, bang, slams it into Shaz's Volkswagen Beetle, bang, 2 cars, and his dad's Toyota Orion or whatever fucking car.
They're parked, just parked on the street.
He's just slammed all 3 cars, like just smashed
But the
them all
3
there.
cars are just
They're just parked
stationary.
there. Like
Yeah.
we're all in bed.
Right,
Like, we don't know what the
right.
fuck's going on. Her roommate comes down like, oh, there's been a fucking accident and shit. We run out and we're like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, he's fine. Like he gets out of the car. He's just like, what the fuck? He's like, I didn't know I was driving. I'm like, bro, you're the only one in the car. He's like, I thought I was in the back seat. I thought someone else was driving. I'm like,
That
I'm like-
might explain something.
I'm like, you've done some shit tonight, obviously. Like you've fucking there's some other shit going on. He's like, oh, please don't call the fucking cops. And I'm like, mate, like if it was me, I wouldn't, but it's fucking not my cars and shit. And like her roommate called the cops. They're there, fucking took him away and shit. But we get a fucking.
If it was you, you wouldn't have.
I would have called the cops. I would have just been like, well, call someone that you know to come down here with an envelope and
That's
fucking
it.
sort this shit out.
That's it. Good man.
But that ended up happening anyway. His dad fucking, he's some real estate agent out there, fucking shows up like a few weeks later and he shows an envelope for the fucking damages done to a car. And like they talked about and agreed on a price and he came around with some cash.
No
for
police. Who was in charge? That guy.
No, nothing like that for that.
What
So
about
it was all-
driving under the influence?
He probably would have got done for that. Like I'm pretty sure
Okay.
the cops took him for that, so he would have got
Wow.
a slap on the wrist. Probably
Yeah.
lost his license. I don't think he would have went to jail, but fucking to just be that fucked that you've just I don't know, like it's
It's
a
a
fucking
dangerous
it's like a
game.
weeknight and shit. It's like,
Oh
like
my
this
god.
motherfucker's not working.
Oh my god.
Like we've got to get up and go to work. Car's fucked. And it's just like, oh man, like
Wow.
this dude's just out partying. And it's like, because
Damn, it could be. That could have been a lot worse.
because that it could have been a family, like someone coming home like pulls up a fucking kid in the car or something like that. Wah-bang.
That's all it takes. There's
Yeah.
some.
And it's just your life's fucked. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, he obviously needs a bit more fucking pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. Driving intoxicated and not using contraception are two.
Yeah.
The two mistakes that seem pretty, like.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't seem like a big deal,
Yeah.
but it can have terrible consequences.
Mm.
Like
And because he probably knew too that his dad would bail him out. Like if,
potentially, yeah.
yeah.
But I think, do you think he still would have been like you know what I mean? Even that's not like your dad's not gonna yell at you. Like you wouldn't want that to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd be afraid of what my dad was gonna do to me.
Yeah.
I'd be more afraid of that than fucking
Yeah.
anything. I'm like, he's gonna fucking kill me.
Oh god. Yeah. That's why, like, end of every day, like I've been I've always do a quick journal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start my day and finish my day with like a quick reflection.
Yeah.
If you haven't had some sort of terrifying encounter with chaos, you know what I mean? To quote Harris, like you should be fucking very happy because
Oh yeah.
things can get crisis mode like that.
Yeah.
Things can go from, like, we seem to have this idea like, oh, you know, everything's good, like shit can't get crazy. Like this couldn't turn into like the Middle East,
Yeah.
but it definitely could. It wouldn't. It would. There's more safeguards in place.
Yeah. It's
Society's
like
set up.
probabilities, like you were saying
Yeah.
before. Like
Yes.
here's a lot
yes.
less. Like it's not something that's in the
Yeah. Well,
like the front of
wealth,
your head.
right? There's wealth. There's strong institutions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going for us.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, whatever the reason for that is, you know, it'd be interesting to know what the sort of opinions are regarding why there's so much chaos in certain countries and so much order in others.
Mm.
Is that some sort of colonial thing? Is it we got the Industrial Revolution quicker? Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it seems like I'd like to know, was there a period of time where corruption was really bad in the US and England and, you know what I mean? Or was it really, really bad? Like, I know in Australia we had like Is there any major cases of corruption? I'm not super.
Definitely not when fucking Aboriginals were running the place.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, there's probably like some dude that was a dick somewhere
yeah.
along the line, but like gets sorted out. Same with America, like
Mm.
native, like Indian tribes and shit like that. All sort of had their own, not democracies, but like all their own sort of like methods for figuring out conflicts and shit like that.
I guess if we're in a small community, it's a lot easier to govern.
Exactly, and if you give someone power, like there's going to be corruption. No matter what.
There's some degree there, yeah.
They've done so many studies on that shit, where like if you give someone A, power, and B, lack of like responsibility, like if it's not going to come back on them, like they're just doing their job type of thing. You heard that study where they
Stanford prison experiment?
Nah, not that one, but that is one of them. But the other one where they were like zapping people, like administering an electric shock as a test. But like, so there's 3 people. There's the test subject, there's the guy that's giving the direction, and then there's the one that's like part of the study that the study's actually for. So it's like they're like the test subject, but the test subject thinks that they're testing the person that they're zapping.
Oh wow!
So it's like there's this dial, right, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's like at the top end it's like lethal, and so but it's not actually lethal.
Right.
They just think it is. So the person there gives him the direction to like shock the person, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, shock him." And they're like, "All right, cool. That's part of the experiment. All right, turn it up 1, shock him." Keeps giving it that direction until it gets up to like lethal amount of shock, or so they think. And there's like an actor in the room like pretending to get fucking shocked really bad, like pleading, like, "Please stop shocking me," type of thing. But because there's a lack of what's the word I'm looking for here? There's like, it's not going to come back on them. Like, and this person's telling them that too. Yeah, lack of responsibility. So this person's saying like, it's not going to be on you. Like, I take full responsibility for everything that happens here today. Like, administer the shock, or we've got to cancel the test. And like a fucking surprising number of people. It's insane, dude. Look it up.
What?
It's crazy.
People would just kill people like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess people do that, right? Like in the army,
yeah,
people operate
Nazis
drones and shit.
Like,
yeah,
just following orders.
Well, not even that. Like today, there's guys working for, like, our governments, the free world, right?
Yeah.
Western countries, and they get PTSD from just jacking, villages and shit in Afghanistan or whatever.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, imagine that for a job. Play this video game where you just drop bombs.
Oh yeah.
Nuts. War's pretty nuts, huh?
Yeah, dude. I'm fully against it.
Yeah.
I'm a conscientious objector.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get me to do that shit.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy the stuff, like the whole, like, we don't think about nukes as much, but that threat of just like mutual destruction of everybody involved.
Yeah.
But we still have them, and we still stockpile giant amounts. You know what I mean? Like there's thousands, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not a good thing to have. That was like fucking that Beirut explosion. How it was just like this fuck up of like all this shit just got dumped at this
So that's
port.
what it was. It was just an error.
Basically, yeah, like there was like a ship that was like not operating within some fucking safety shit.
No.
The ship got stuck at port there, and then they had to do repairs on it, and then they couldn't afford it, and so that like all the cargo got unloaded and just sat there, and then the ship got like decommissioned or some shit.
What?
Yeah, and then then it just fucking sat there at the
For
port.
how long?
For fucking years, man.
No.
You know what's even crazier?
What?
There's a bigger stockpile of that shit in Newcastle.
Yeah, everyone's telling me that.
Fucking wipe this shit out.
And you know what's weird? So many people know that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And
like
well,
my neighbors tell
shit
it.
about it.
But
They're
also
just
like,
oh, fuck it.
I don't think that should be common knowledge.
Yeah.
That should be protected. Like my neighbor, who knows nothing about nothing, he's washing his boat. He's like, "Ah, Bobby did this stockpile." I'm like, dude, You know?
Yeah.
There's probably some other people who know this who probably might do something about that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm driving in the I went to Moore Park last night. I went to the store, comedy store.
That's where I used to work, Moore Park.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's right. You were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fox Studios in there. Yeah.
And my sister's telling me because like there's the Harbour Bridge and there's the tunnel that takes you across. She's like, this tunnel's in water.
Yeah.
And I was blowing my mind, and I was like
It's
having all
underwater.
sorts of visions of like I'm driving, I'm like imagining like the place like water started to come in. And
Yeah.
shit.
One earthquake. That's all it takes.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
It's not probably fucking built to withstand earthquakes. Like if it was
No
a Japanese tunnel, 100% you'd be fine. But it's a fucking Australian built tunnel.
No way. I'm never using that tunnel again, man. I'm over that.
Dude, I'm
Really?
telling you.
Oh. No.
How many earthquakes do we have here?
We don't.
And do you reckon that they would have spent billions of extra dollars to make it earthquake proof?
Oh my god.
I don't think
How do you
so.
make things earthquake proof? I'd like to know that.
Japanese fucking technology, dude.
Really? They make it
They
earthquake proof?
build shit a different way over there.
Really? Infrastructure what? Really?
Yeah, they do. Because they have earthquakes all the time.
Yeah.
So they have to build everything to withstand fucking intense earthquakes.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Do you remember the, I think it was 08 tsunami? What was it? They had a giant tsunami.
Japanese. Yeah, that flooded the Fukushima
Yes.
reactor plant, and then their backups failed, and then it fucking melted down and pumped a shitload of toxic waste into the ocean. Wow. Not good. Not fucking good. That's still fucking up the planet.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Did you know they sent in all their older... Well, they didn't send them in. Their older generation of citizens volunteered to go in to clean up the shit.
No
Because they
way.
all knew they were fucked.
What?
Yeah. They're like, this is going to kill us all. Wow. So
They have a
so that's the difference in fucking... Like you were
Service,
saying
yes.
with COVID, with like, do I let this guy who's old survive? Like Japan, it's like, no, they'll fucking...
I've seen
stand up to
I've
say-
heard of interviews of dudes they serve like 40 years in prison for a wrong charge and they're coming out and they're apologizing. Like I'm sorry this happened. It's a different service. Like, they really understand service.
Yeah.
Like in some cultures this idea of selfless service is really emphasized. Of really like I'm reading the Gita. Have you heard of the Gita? The Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita, yeah.
I'm reading some of it at the moment.
Yeah.
And this idea of living for others, really being, because there's a joy in doing things. It's very cliche, but you feel great when you do things for others.
Yeah, you do.
When you do kind acts.
Yeah. It's positive karma.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to like get anything in return for doing something nice for someone. It will come back to you.
Yeah.
Like it always does.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do shit things,
Yeah. It multiplies.
then yeah. That's my fucking like something that I struggle with, because I don't generally. I just try and stay out of shit, and I just won't do anything. And then like if people like ask me to hang out and shit, I'll rock up most of the time, but like I won't go out of my way to, like I'm a bit fucking
Set aside
antisocial.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to set aside more time to like go out and hang out with people.
I call people all the time. I rang you.
Yeah,
the other
you
day.
rang. Yeah, I appreciate that. Man, that was good.
I just randomly
Good
call.
talk. Yeah.
But I'm at the point where, like I annoy people. There's certain people that don't pick up, and I keep calling because I'm shameless like that. I got some friends. I had one mate, and then afterwards he was like, "Look, I'm glad you did, because and it's."
That's a good way to be, man.
I got that from Diaz.
Yeah, I should fucking start doing that.
Yeah, just that's
Show Diaz.
especially like I'm always
Don't
drunk.
fucking text
Yeah.
me.
That's right. That's nice.
I'll tell you. Oh, you know, I've been working on my Bobby impression.
No. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's getting there. It's like, it was a bit.
Wow.
It's a bit like it's a bit got a bit like wog, too much wog in it. Like it can go a bit like into that territory. But I'm just like, you know,
Give us a little
like
something.
it is what it is. You know? These things happen. Fucking shit happens. This is the way I live my life. You know?
I'm Lebanese.
So I'm fucking. If I'm following you on stage,
Yeah.
one night, you know that's coming.
Damn, I'm keen. I can't wait. It's so weird. It's so weird knowing that everyone else sees you in third person.
Yeah.
That's very weird. That is crazy. Because what that means is, fundamentally, reality is radically different for everybody. Like, sure,
Yeah.
there's a lot we have in common.
Yeah.
But I can't really understand the experience of being Ethan.
No, as much as I can't be
Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah. Yeah. It's like being colorblind or like people or deaf, or like people perceive the world
Yeah.
differently. Yeah.
And that's the only reason you have a lot of these sort of issues, because I don't identify with you and your issues and what you want.
That's right.
So I'm going to do that my way. I'm going to put myself above and beyond everybody else. Because I'm like, me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just want to do what's...
But sometimes you have things in common that you want to achieve with other people. You know what I mean? Like Mark and I want to get this fucking comedy room going over at Mayfield. Mayfield. Merriweather. Yeah. That one. This old brain's a bit cooked, Bobby. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was like, he doesn't even box, he's got head trauma.
This one eye's a bit fucking...
My eyes, I get that lazy eye too.
You know, they say you gotta have fucking consistency. I was consistent every day for like fucking 3 or 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
oh, damn.
So many bombs.
Oh, God.
Shit. You know?
It's
Routine's important.
So, well, that's the thing. Like, it extends out. So some people go me. Some people go my family, my friends.
Yeah.
And some people go my tribe. It could be my sporting team, my town, my country, my race, my religion. You know? Me and them.
That's why people join fucking like cults and shit like that they want to belong to.
Yeah.
That's like comedy for me. Like I'm a bit like, that's my cult. Like I'll
your
fucking
group.
help people out that are in comedy because they're like, that's part of my group. So like I want to help people that are similar interests to me. I'm like, do good shit for those people. Yeah. And it's selfish too, because it's like, because I know that like things will come back in return too. And we'll all get like further together if we all fucking work on it as a fucking group.
That's right.
Rather than just being like individual, or I'm gonna be huge, or I'm gonna it's not gonna happen.
Diaz
It doesn't
says that.
happen.
He goes,
like
your
that.
3 best mates. You got just 3 dudes in like comedy. You should 3 go-to guys you really gel with.
Yeah.
And then you guys get each other spots. You hook each other up. Hey, I know an editor. Hey, I know an acting coach. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And over the years, the guys that stick around, that put in the, you know what I mean? You got that network.
Yeah, you're gonna have guys that stick around. I would imagine it's the same thing with like training and stuff like that. Like you got guys that you hang around with, like Isaac, that he's like your boy, and you just fucking work with each other. Like
it's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's like, I really think it's one of the most valuable things. You know, the people you know, the things they can do for you, and it's not that it's built on that. It's about that, but
yeah, there's
they
still
can get you opportunities.
There's still the
make a lot happen.
individual work that you got to put in, like outside of that.
Yeah,
you can't just fucking rely on.
You can't. No one's gonna give you.
No.
I remember when I wanted to move to Melbourne, I hit up this guy, like 17, 18. Well, I had to be 18 because I had a security license. And I was like, "Hey, I wanna move to Melbourne, do jiu-jitsu full time." This guy, he was like a good competitor, Ben Hodgkinson. He ran like tournaments. Yeah. And he was like, "Okay, so what's your plan? What are you gonna do for work here?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm working security. I guess I'll get a Victorian license, security license, transfer it over, and keep working security." So he goes, "Okay."
We'll do that
first.
Like,
sweet. He's like, "Do it."
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh," I was expecting him to like lead me through the process and hold my hand. He's like, "No, figure it out.
Yeah.
Google it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "These
that.
forms." It's like I was like to 18 teenager. I'm like, "This is hard. Like, can't just do it for me." He's like, "No." In
What's
the real
he
world,
gonna do it for you? He's not a
yeah,
security guard.
that's right. Yeah, he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a. and he got me a job, like, which is
Right.
he
So
went out of
you
his way.
people in security.
He knew he was a guard himself for a few years. He
Right.
knew a guy who had a company, you know.
Yeah.
So, like,
But it's that preparation that you did
yeah,
of getting your license swapped over, and then the opportunity.
yeah.
That's that thing.
People can
luck is
take you to the water, but
preparation.
you got to drink.
Yeah.
People can take you to that door, but you got to step through it.
Yeah.
You got it.
You got to be prepared, because if you're not, and then you try and step through it, then you're just gonna fall on your fucking face.
That's right.
And then end up back through it.
Yeah, something like that. Opportunity favors people who prepare for it. You know,
Yeah.
who are ready for it. Otherwise, the opportunity is of no use to you.
Yeah, it'll just fly
I
past.
went on Kill Tony when I'd been on like
Yeah. Yeah,
6
you
months of
fucking-
stand up or something.
That's crazy, but that's you're supposed to like. That's
Yeah,
sort
I
of makes
guess,
it better.
Yeah,
But
but
that's their show. It's
I-
like
yeah,
get
yeah,
people
yeah.
who are super fresh and fucking.
well, it's just for my ego. My ego's like, damn.
Yeah.
I've got this thing that's out there forever. It's so bad.
But that's why they do it,
Yeah.
because it makes a fucking good content.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And
Hey, it
people
could have gone worse.
people like to see ego torn down. That's why they watch. Like, it's true. Like that's why people watch Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah.
because you get these chefs on there that like think they're fucking shit hot,
Yeah.
and he gets on there and just calls them a fucking moron because they cook the salmon wrong or some shit. Like,
It's nuts.
yeah,
It's nuts. Those cooking shows are ridiculous.
yeah. So I don't agree as much with like the comedy one of putting people's shit out there, but it's like you fucking volunteered to go,
Oh, yeah.
go on there and do that
Oh,
because
yeah.
of your own ego. So
Well, 100%.
you
It was
gotta own
also.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it was
no
pretty
one
cool.
forced you.
It's a cool experience.
Yeah.
It was a cool, like,
Who was on it?
Brian Redban,
Yeah, Redman was there. Yeah,
Hinchcliffe,
yeah.
and then all these drummers and shit. I think they were the only two guys on the table.
Because they got like musicians and shit too, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
Then I started having a discussion about like jiu-jitsu.
Mm.
It was weird. It's weird because like that I did. I mean, it's it's just like a bit of a freak show, but
Yeah.
you still get to do a minute in front of 500 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I don't know when. Like, I don't know how many years before I'm doing
That's
500
insane
people
that that's
again,
so
if
many
ever.
people.
It's nuts. It's a lounge, right? It's a
Yeah.
pro. It's nice.
Yeah.
It was weird because like at open mics, my walk to the stage would be where I'd shake all my nerves
Mm.
because it's like bam, I'm into my set. But the walk from where I was sitting, and I was pretty close to the stage, to the stage,
Mm.
took so long. And I'm walking through all these people, and I got to get on the stage.
Right.
And then I'm getting up the stairs, and I go to shake. I think it's Tony's hand, and he just stares at me like a dummy. So he doesn't shake. Something like that happened, and then I'm pretty sure Brian gave me knuckles. And I was like, okay, and then I go, and oh shit! I get the mic, and I say my first line, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And my voice comes out all crackled. So I turn away. And I take a deep breath. And then I go back into my set.
Yeah.
And it was, you know what I mean? It was really hectic.
You're so not ready.
It was the worst. And it was like, oh
fuck.
God.
I think even I don't know. It's a fucking tough one, that format of like, because you've done Sticks and Stones as well, of like having the people on the desk that are going to critique your shit
Yeah.
like after it, and it's like it's fucked because it's just their perception of it, like were you funny or not, like
And they
were
can
people
ruin it.
laughing?
I've done Sticks and Stones where I've been on a roll.
Yeah.
This guy just gave me rubbish interruptions.
Yeah.
And I cracked it at it. I was like, dude, can I be funny here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can I do what I'm supposed to do? Like,
Yeah.
far out. You know, it's not a. I'm not a fan. You know.
It's good for you though.
Oh sure,
fucking-
anything different.
It makes you better.
Listen, man, this has been fun.
Yeah, we've got to pack it up. It's been just over an hour, so I think we're done.
Also, we finally made it happen.
Thanks again, dude.
No, thank you, man.
Going
I
out
love
of your
it.
way.
It's always fun.
Fucking appreciate it.
Flew through. And we'd like to. Oh, he's breaking all the COVID rules right here.
It's all right. I'm gonna wipe myself down a little bit.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much. That was really fun.
Thanks, dude.